Imagine a world where journalists can be jailed by the government. No, I'm not talking about George Orwell. I'm talking about our own world. This is exactly the kind of world without federal shield laws for journalists. The federal shield law allows for journalists to defend their right to keep their sources anonymous. Without full coverage for journalists with anonymous sources, the government is able to fine and even jail a non-compliant journalist. Ever since the 70s, since Brandenburg versus Hayes, the question of whether the First Amendment is sufficient to protect journalists in this way has been put forth by Congress and journalists alike. What are the implications of leaving things as they are? Well, for one, it leaves things in the air. Without full protections from federal shield laws, the question of whether courts side with journalists or not are always for debate and can always be questioned. Moreover, the anonymous sources that break news stories about important political or corporate matters will have to take that risk along with the journalists. Will they talk if they're pressured? Will I be outed? That is what is known as the chilling effect by witnesses. Witnesses and whistleblowers will not be motivated to take that risk without assurances that they won't be outed. This has enormous implications for future issues that arise in government and important industries. Let's say a major company is secretly contaminating the local environment, so much that the environment there will make it if it were to continue for a few years. Who would be willing to speak up about the issues there? Certainly not the board of directors. They're well aware. Even more so, they know that it will cost them a big fine and regulations, which will cut profits. So who is left? The anonymous source. These laws are essential. However, if they are to be passed, they must be done right. There actually have been many times where Congress has tried to pass a federal shield law for journalists, and even many states currently have their own shield laws. However, many of these only cover journalists that work for major news outlets, and others allow for journalists to be forced to be open about their sources if they are directly related to national security. These exceptions allow too much wiggle room for lawyers and courts to contort language and definitions to allow for the same effect of basically opening up journalists to their anonymous sources. That is why not only do journalists need a federal shield law, but also that one that fully covers them from any exceptions. Thank you.